Okay, everyone, I wanted to further elaborate on this plague of locusts because this is extremely important, because this is further showing what I said from the very beginning, my very first video, which was Coronavirus Explained. And remember, in that video I announced that this plague, that all nations would get this plague before it ever happened. And this is the reason, because I know exactly what it is. The Lord gave me all this knowledge beforehand. This is why I was able to boldly and accurately forecast and predict what was to come. This is what the government is not telling you. This is, again, what you're up against. So, as far as it relates to the plague of locusts in Revelation 9, I showed you in my last video. I talked about, and I showed this in my other videos, about this growing, huge locust plague that's starting to encompass the globe. But it's more important than that, because this is what carries that virus and transmit that virus, that VSV, that VSIV that I showed you. I want to also point out, again, remind you what I said in my very first video about the Lord sending the swine Ebola to wipe out the pigs just before their New Year's celebration. This is something many didn't catch. This is why I'm able to reveal it now. And what a lot of people didn't understand, these ones that believe they have discernment of the word. So this plague of locusts is the VSV and VSIV, but I showed you through the vaccines, now we're susceptible to these zoological viruses that we weren't susceptible to before. But let me show you more in depth of what this is exactly. This is rabies, and you can look this up for yourselves now. This is rabies, but it is also swine flu. This is exactly what we're going through. Now, the governments know this, but they're not revealing this, but I'm going to reveal it to you. They know exactly what this is. This is why they're bunkering down. This is why they're hiding away in their bunkers. They know what is coming. They're familiar with all this, but this is what was created. This is the sorcery that was warned about in the scriptures. So this is, remember, I pointed out my very first video, all nations would get this, and I pointed out that the pigs, the pig Ebola, the swines and swine flu that hit China just months and wiped out their pig population just months before they got this, before this was transmitted into the humans, this coronavirus. So you understand, all this I knew beforehand. This is what it is. This is where it comes from. This is your swine flu slash pig Ebola, rabies, and look up these diseases. Look it up for yourselves now. VSV, or it's otherwise known as VSIV. And see, I'm the first and only one that's revealing all this to you. The government's not going to tell you anything. So you have a little bit more understanding exactly what I knew. Beforehand, I knew. And my videos time-stamped before a single case was seen outside of China. So this is part of that plague of locusts. And now that this swarm of locusts is growing in size, spreading and growing daily, this is what's going to make it matters worse, because they transmit this to animals, other animals therefore transmitting it to other humans. This is why the government can't contain it, why they can't get it under control, and why they waged war against it. But this was their own doings with this vaccination program, the World Health Organization's vaccination program. I showed you the serpent and the staff and the symbol of pharmacy and medicine. So they know what has come, but they waged war against it. But this is a war they waged against the wrath of the Lamb long ago. They're just feeling the adverse effects of it now and know the problem they've created. So look it all up, people. Be sure to look up for yourselves and read about this. The plague of locusts, the VSV or VSIV. This is rabies and swine flu. This is all these things combined, everybody. It's in a family. It's in a family of viruses and plagues. So now you know the whole truth of it. Look it up. Stay in the Word, people. God bless.